Andrew Tate's accuser, okay? Her name is Bree Stern, okay? We already know what that means. Now, before I get into this, let me address the elephant in the room. I know a lot of you guys have asked, yo, why didn't Andrew come on the podcast? Why didn't Andrew come on the podcast? Blah, blah, blah. Look, we're planning something big, okay? We're planning something big, and it's gonna be lit, all right? Also, guys, keep in mind, just with some common sense, us sitting around a table and making fun of women during his current legal situation probably isn't a good look, all right? So just be patient. We're gonna make it happen, all right? And you know, you guys are gonna see some good stuff come out very, very soon. That's what I'll say. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the story at hand, guys. All right. So this broke a couple of days ago. I remember I was live on air and you guys told me, yo, you know, did you hear about the new case? And I was like, what are y'all talking about? And, you know, I started doing some digging on this girl and all this other stuff. And, you know, very interesting stuff that she didn't mention. But this is the first thing that made me kind of go, right? So Andrew Tate lawsuit, X says he choked with one hand and hit her with the other, threatened to kill me, right? And this story broke out a couple of days ago, right? And TMZ was the first people to put it down. For those that are unaware, TMZ is basically like, you know, a media company that's extremely, you know, for my international viewers, because I know I got a lot of international people here. They break a lot of stories, right? They're based out of LA. They break a lot of stories. It's not uncommon to see that TMZ will be the first to break a huge story and get the exclusive. And then everybody else kind of follows them. But TMZ pays, okay? There's a reason why people go to them first a lot, especially when it comes to Los Angeles. They pay. And when I saw that a TMZ article hit first, I immediately was like, all right, okay, something's off here. Because if you're going to TMZ first, you're trying to get paid, right? That was the first thing that made me say, all right, something is wild here, right? So that's step one. Some bitch-ass nigga in the chat, Dean Anderson, we know TMZ, move on. Shut the fuck up, dude. All right, let me get some ground rules here, because you might be new here, nigga. I have a lot of people that watch me that are international, that don't fucking understand American media and American culture and laws and shit like that. So I explain everything, even to a remedial person that might not live in the United States. So shut the fuck up, Dean, or whatever the fuck your name is, Dean Anderson, Dean Cockerson. Shut the fuck up. But I digress. Anyway, so when I saw that she went to TMZ immediately, I was like, all right, this chick is trying to get paid, right? Also, keep in mind that the events occurred weeks prior. That also made me suspicious as well. All right? So let's go ahead and read. I met Andrew Tate in the summer of 2024. They've been together for damn near a year then, or known each other for a year. And we're in a relationship for almost a year. We met because he needed models for his crypto coin, and I needed lessons on crypto to save my coin sister. Keep that in mind, guys. Sister. We spent as much time together as we could, but when we weren't physically together, we were in communication all day, every day. He was my best friend. I stood by his side unwaveringly. We made plans to live together, first in Romania and then in Miami once he traveled to America. He wanted to start a new life together. Once he arrived in the U.S., he wanted me to have his children and always told me we would be together forever. Andrew told me he loved me every day, and I was very much in love with him despite the fact that he hurt me so badly. I still love him. Maybe that is Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know. The last time I saw Andrew was on March 11, 2025 at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Last words he said to me before I left the hotel were, "Shut the fuck up, bitch. You will never backtalk me. You are my property." Based.
Welcome, punch!
The last time I saw Anders, and then due to the events that had transpired in the early mornings of that day, as well as his final degrading words, something just clicked. I finally recognized that someone, right? And that's like the full, this is like her dumbass document here. Where were we? I finally realized that someone who truly loved me wouldn't say those things to me or hurt me repeatedly the way that he did. Okay. I think for the first time I realized the gravity of the situation. This wasn't a joke or an internet facade. This was the reality of my boyfriend in my life, and I needed to take back control. You're my property echoed in my mind, and I knew that was not the future I wanted for myself or my future children. It was not easy, but I gathered the courage to do what I had contemplated doing for a long time. Leave him. I grabbed my things and walked out of the hotel and out of our relationship. That day, even though I was terrified, I made a promise to myself that I would not go back. No matter what he said, no matter what he did, I blocked his numbers, blocked him on all social media platforms, and on all communication apps. I went to a doctor, I went to the police. The last week has been very difficult and extremely scary for me. I am an emotional wreck, and I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. I'm not the person I was before. Andrew texted me recently and let me know, if you ever betray me, you will regret it. He has told me on many occasions before that if I crossed him, he would ruin my life, rape me, or kill me. Coming out about this is really terrifying in all aspects. The entire situation is very traumatic and extremely difficult. I considered many times just silently leaving Andrew and saying nothing, doing nothing, because I was scared and because it was honestly hard for me to accept that I was being abused. Yeah, you didn't do that, though, because you wanted the... But I can now see that doing so would be the cowardlier approach. Oh, now she's going to make her necessity a virtue. Okay. I know I can't be silent. I have to make my voice heard, no matter how difficult that road may be. I also know there are many women out there who are in the same position as me, terrified and scared, who are being hurt by the person who is supposed to love them most. To those women, I say, you are much stronger than you know. I know firsthand how hard it will be to even talk about it, but I urge you, find your voice. You are not alone. Walk away and take control of your life while you still can. I will not publicly go over the details of my relationship with Andrew Tate. Bitch, you just did. The fuck you talking about? I will not publicly go over the details of my relationship with Andrew. Bitch, you just did. Like what? Anyway. I know he and his followers will insult and attack me. I don't care because I speak the truth. I will not comment further about Andrew Tate beyond what my lawyer has set forth in detail in my lawsuit. Those facts speak for themselves. Well, that's what she said, but she went and did an interview with NBC, right? Another big red flag. Oh, I'm not going to talk about this more. Bitch sits down with NBC and does an interview, right? So let's go back to the TMZ article. So Bree Stern has just shared her full statement on Instagram, laying it all out there and saying in part, those facts speak for themselves. Now, just so you guys know, not only did she go to Instagram with this shit, she also went to Twitter with it as well. And we got it over here, all right? Her dumbass tweet, right? Long-ass tweet, which, by the way, funny enough, this chick blocked me. Bro, I didn't know who this woman was. Look at this shit. The Bree Stern has blocked you. Like, I have no idea who this girl is, bro. I just, found her shit and I was blocked already. I was like, oh, okay. I guess she knows who I am. Anyway, Andrew Tate choked his girlfriend Bree Stern with one hand and used his other mitt to beat the crap out of her face, according to a new lawsuit. Bree is suing Andrew for sexual assault and battery and gender violence. And in her lawsuit, she goes into more detail on the alleged choking incident she filed a police report over. Right? These are some pictures. You guys can go ahead and make from that what you think. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Bree says they were having sex in his consensual sex in his room at the Beverly Hills Hotel when things suddenly changed and he started being verbally degrading and violent. Bree claims Andrew routinely degraded her during sex, but on this night, things were much worse. Okay, so that's important. He routinely degraded her during sex. So clearly there's a precedent here where she likes to be dominated and she likes certain activities in the bedroom, right? Routinely degraded her during sex, which means this has been a pattern. And they've been with each other for how long? A year, almost a year? Or he's been seeing her for a year? Routinely. All right? She claims he started choking her and would not stop despite her crying and begging for him to stop with her cries and screams, only causing Tate to hurt her more. And then here's some, text messages that she gave TMZ. But again, when you don't have the full context, text messages can be very deceiving. Especially since we've seen this before, where, you know, they'll post a screenshot where Andrew Tate says, "Oh yeah, I like raping you," and then they'll cut it there. But what they don't show you is right underneath that she says, "I love it," or "It's not grape if I like it," right? So these text messages with Andrew Tate, notorious for girls cropping out certain parts of the conversation. Any text conversation can make you look crazy, right? So there's a reason why she's only giving TMZ screenshots and she's not giving a full recording. Keep that in mind, motherfuckers, okay? Because I covered this in detail before. If you guys remember with this criminal case, right? Out there in Romania, one of the exhibits that they used was text message conversation with one of the chicks, where he says like, "Oh, I love graping you," right? But the media, BBC and them, put out that text message. Then I got the actual full thread, and it showed how she said, "Oh, it's not grape if I like it," right? Or, "Oh yeah, I love it, daddy," some shit like that. So whenever you're having conversations like this with a woman where she likes you degrading her or whatever, clearly this is what she likes. They've been with each other for like almost a year. She knows this is routine. That's what the word routine means. Anytime you're engaged in that kind of conversation, all they have to do is get just snippets of the text conversation, and then it's going to make you look crazy. Right? So this also is another big red flag here. The fact that she gave TMZ screenshots, but not the entire conversation. Given the nature of their relationship. You guys see it right here. He routinely degrades her during sex. He probably also degrades her outside of that as well. Right? And she probably likes that shit. So, because a lot of these women love this stuff, guys. FYI. Any of you guys that watch my content or watch Red Pill shit in general, y'all know these hoes like to be degraded. You know this, right? Any guy that's good with women knows that this is fucking their nature, right? But the fact that she gave TMZ only screenshots of the text conversation, big fucking red flag. Okay? How many red flags we got here? Boom, number one, she goes to TMZ. 2, these pictures are sus, right? 3, she says she's not going to go into, talk about this publicly, but then she does an NBC fucking interview, right? 4, she does a whole fucking thread on Twitter, which we're going to read through. She posts on Instagram, right? 5, she has a fucking crypto coin, which we're going to talk about that too. All kinds of red flags. Oh, 6, the lawyer she fucking hired. A notorious fucking ambulance/celebrity lawyer that sued Diddy and represented a bunch of the women that are going after celebrity men. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's not jump the gun yet. We'll get to all that. Okay? Andrew's ex says he continued choking her harder and harder, making her nearly lose consciousness, claiming he used one hand to choke her and used the other to beat her repeatedly on the side of her face and on the top of her head. Really? Okay. Andrew's like what? 6'2", 6'3", about 200 pounds? Professional fighter? If he beat her as she claims, I don't see anything here. I don't see anything. I don't know about you, ninjas, but I don't see anything. Right? Yeah, she hired Tony Buzzaby, chronic celebrity clout-chasing lawyer in L.A. She also claims Andrew threatened her during the alleged assault, telling her if she ever crossed him, he was going to kill her. She says she sobbed and pleaded and protected herself as best she could until Andrew climaxed and the attack subsided. Interesting. So she didn't leave that night. She stayed. You guys catch on to that? She didn't leave. She stayed. Bree said she wanted to leave after the attack, but was too scared. And the following morning, she pretended like nothing happened so she could finally escape Andrew's hotel room, ultimately seeing a physician before reporting the attack to police. Oh, yeah, sure. She says Andrew manipulated and groomed her from the moment they met in Romania last summer when he booked her for modeling gig, filling her head with lies and love bombing her. Oh, yeah, so he manipulated her and she flew all the way to Romania to see him. Okay, that makes sense. Here's some more text messages that she sends, right? Bree says Tate first came off as charming, but then showed his true colors when he started degrading and threatening her. She says he would call her his property, an idiot, and whore, and just a hole, probably, yeah. She also claims he would threaten her while assaulting her, telling her, if you ever fuck with me, I will fucking kill you. I mean it. I will kill you. Briva says Andrew threatened to sex traffic her, keep her in Romania, and grape her. As you know, Andrew and his brother Tristan were arrested back in 2022 for allegedly creating a criminal organization in Romania, and Andrew's been charged with rape in that country. They're also both facing sexual assault lawsuits in the U.S. and the U.K. They have not been convicted of any crimes. So I find it interesting that she says that all this shit was happening, yet she stayed. Right? And we're going to talk about that here in a second. And then she hired Texas attorney Tony Busby, who's representing over 100 alleged Diddy sexual assault victims, to represent her in this lawsuit filed in California. This guy is a notorious celebrity lawsuit chaser in L.A. And Joe McBride tells TMZ, Tony Busby is a low-life bottom feeder. Jay-Z is suing him for extortion. We look forward to doing the same. Because as you guys know, he also represented a woman that came forward and said that Jay-Z assaulted her, which ended up not being true. Ended up being an entire lie. So this guy, Tony, has no problem whatsoever with making allegations to try to get $1. All right? Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and watch. We read this stupid letter of hers, the TMZ breaking news, and I wanted to read it from TMZ because they're the first ones to publish this, which made me the most suspicious. And then the more research I did on this girl, the more I realized, like, okay. All right, I'll read some chats real quick. St. Drew says, Aid Mubarak, Myron, thank you for doing what you do, brother. You're awakening the masses. I pray God keep blessing you, bro. You should watch the new Academics Year interview. It's so hard. W. Myron, W. Tate. I appreciate that, bro. I will watch it. I don't know. Is it YouTube safe, ninjas? Tell me, is it YouTube safe? Probably not, I'm guessing. Thank you for all you do, bro. Appreciate that. We got here. Okay, yay, and okay, you get 21 minutes ago. If Act put it on YouTube, then maybe I could do it. Let me see here.
Good morning.
Who's Chris Venegas? I don't know who Chris Venegas is. But yeah, on YouTube, this Chris Venegas guy posted it. Anyway, okay, let's go back. TPC Films. Quality is 4K, but the OBS isn't picking it up, but sent you a DM in X how to change that, my brother, for the next stream. But that quality is super clean and crispy, W stream. Oh, shout out to TPC Films. This is who helped me out, by the way, guys. The quality is 4K, but the OBS isn't picking it up, but sent you a DM in X on how to change that. Okay, I will look at that here shortly. TPC, does it look better, though? You tell me, man. You got the eye.